read it out for our viewers as he has given out this departure statement right ahead of his 3 days visit to the United States of America. He has said, and I'm going to quote a couple of lines from his statement here, that today I am embarking on a 3-day visit to the United States of America to participate in the Quad Summit being hosted by President Biden in his hometown Wilmington, and the address of Summit of the Future at the UN General Assembly in New York. He in fact further said that I look forward joining my colleagues President Biden, Prime Minister Albany and Prime Minister Kishida for the Quad Summit. The forum has emerged as a key group of the like-minded countries to work for peace, progress and prosperity in the Indo-Pacific region. And Aman continues to stay on with us on the broadcast. Aman, as we all know that this is going to be a farewell kind of a meeting between Joe Biden as well as Prime Minister Modi. But apart from that, how crucial his visit at this juncture of time is going to be?
Oh, well, it is a very crucial visit. The timing is very crucial as well. Sakshi, the Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi, is going to the US after winning a third term in government. So this is a very confident Mr. Modi, whom we'll see in the United States of America. And he's also going just a few months before, just a couple of months, in fact, when US presidential elections will be held next month. So, there's a tight race on here. And when we speak to people in New York, people say it's a very tight race between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. So the Prime Minister is coming at this time, just before the presidential elections. Heat is catching up in the United States of America. So that way, timing is very significant. But I think what is bigger on the table of the global stage here is that is Mr. Narendra Modi coming as a messenger of peace also to the United States of America, because he's been both to Russia and Ukraine. Mr. Modi, in fact, in Ukraine, to Zelensky had said that if there is anything to be done, even at the personal level, to ensure there is peace between Russia and Ukraine, Mr. Modi said he could offer his help on the personal level as well. So that is the extent to which Mr. Modi has tried to intervene and bring these two warring nations for many years now. It's been multiple 2 years since Russia and Ukraine have had this war. So it would be very interesting what message of peace Mr. Modi is bringing to the UN as well as to the Quad Summit before the US, and will the world resonate with what Mr. Modi will propose, maybe as a tentative peace formula, not just between Russia and Ukraine, but I believe also between Israel and Palestine.
Definitely, Aman. In fact, since you have talked about how India and specifically Prime Minister Modi has continuously reiterated about their stance about maintaining peace on the borderland, but at the same point of time, since we were talking about how Prime Minister Modi is going to have a particular meet with his counterparts from the Quad grouping, but apart from that, do we know anything about him meeting Donald Trump as well? Because he would also try to sort of seek Prime Minister Modi's support during the elections, considering how big the Indian diaspora is there in the United States.
Well, yes, Sakshi, number of bilateral meetings of Prime Minister Modi are expected. Of course, the Quad leaders, all three Quad leaders, he's meeting bilateral separate meetings with the premiers of Australia, Japan, and the US, Joe Biden. But the other bilateral meetings on the sidelines of the UNGA are still being finalized. Yes, Mr. Donald Trump, the former president of the United States of America, has publicly said that he would be meeting Mr. Narendra Modi during this visit, but there is so far no confirmation from the Indian side about the same. And the Indian side continues to say that, the bilateral meetings are still being finalized. It would be interesting if Prime Minister Narendra Modi is indeed meeting Donald Trump during this visit, because in the middle of the US presidential election, then many may ask that is Mr. Narendra Modi also going to meet Kamala Harris? So in a way, he's meeting Mr. Joe Biden, who is the present US president. And if he's meeting Donald Trump in the capacity of the former US president, so be it. That may be the case, but the bilateral meetings are still to be finalized. I would say we must wait for a day more. Maybe once Mr. Modi lands in the US, then it will be clear who all is he meeting on the sideline.